Let's be real. Have you ever watched an episode of Black Mirror and gotten that little chill? That feeling of, wow, that's terrifying, but could that actually happen? Well, today we're diving into a topic that might feel a little too close for comfort, one that really blurs the line between a dystopian TV show and our actual reality.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. Every single conversation you have, every coffee you buy, every single thing you post online, it's all being rated. And all those ratings feed into one single score that defines you. What would that life even be like? So to really get our heads around that question, we've got to start with that classic Black Mirror episode, Nosedive. This is a world where, quite literally, your social score is everything. It's the only thing that matters. We follow the main character, Lacey, who is just desperate to climb the social ladder. She's stuck in this cycle of relentless, kind of fake happiness, all to get those 5-star ratings. But then, a few bad interactions, a couple of unlucky moments, and her score starts to tank. And when it does, her entire world just completely unravels. And this is where the system really sinks its teeth in. See, in Lacey's world, a high score isn't just about being popular. It unlocks actual, tangible things. We're talking better apartments, better jobs, but a low score, well, that can get you locked out of basic stuff, like renting a car. Your rating isn't just a number. It's the key that unlocks your entire life.
Okay, so you're probably sitting there thinking, wow, what a clever, dark piece of fiction. But here's the twist. This isn't just fiction. This whole concept, it has a real-world parallel.
All right, let's make the jump from fiction to fact. Now we're going to take a look at China's massive surveillance network and its developing social credit system. So, according to the official state rationale, this huge surveillance network is really just a practical tool. It's framed as a way to manage a population of over 1.4 billion people, to help prevent crime, and to nudge the public towards behavior that creates, social stability.
And the engine behind all this is the social credit system. Now, it's a huge, evolving system. But at its core, it uses all that surveillance data to give citizens scores based on how they behave, both online and out there in the real world. So, how does it work? Well, it's pretty straightforward, really. Good behavior, like paying your bills on time or doing volunteer work, that bumps your score up. But on the flip side, things the state sees as negative, like jaywalking, not paying back a loan, or, and this is a big one, criticizing the government, that can drag your score way down. And the consequences for a low score are absolutely real. We're not talking about small penalties. A low score can get you blocked from buying plane tickets or tickets for high-speed trains. It can hurt your chances at getting better jobs. And in some places, it can even lead to public shaming, where your name and photo are literally displayed on giant screens for everyone to see.
Which brings us to the big question, right? How close is this reality in China to the fiction we saw in Black Mirror? Let's actually put them side by side and see.
When you lay it all out, the similarities are pretty startling. In Nosedive, the pressure is all about what other people think of you, those constant peer ratings. In reality, it's a top-down, state-run social credit system. But look at the result. Both systems push people to conform. And in both cases, freedom of expression takes a major hit. In the show, it's sacrificed for social acceptance. In reality, it's traded for what the state defines as order and security.
At the end of the day, this whole comparison really boils down to one huge fundamental question. What's the right balance between our individual freedoms and the stability of the group? It is the ultimate trade-off, and it's right at the heart of this entire conversation.
And this quote right here, this is the key. For a lot of people living inside this system, the benefits, like lower crime and more convenient services, are seen as a totally worthwhile trade for what others would call essential personal freedoms. It's just a completely different way of calculating what's important. So if we're going to sum it all up, think of it like this. Nosedive is the fictional, maybe exaggerated warning of where a society totally based on scores could end up. And China's system? Well, that's the complex, real-world case study of a government actually using these kinds of tools for social control and security. And that leaves all of us with one final, pretty heavy question to chew on. When you put security on one side of the scale and freedom on the other, or convenience versus privacy, where do you draw the line? What, if anything, would you be willing to give up for the promise of a perfect